teacher said something like, you know, guys, that really, really upsets me when you do that. It really upsets me when you all do that. And one kiddo just shouted out, he goes, you know what? So I want you to think about, where would your automatic thought go if that was said to you in front of all the kids? You would probably have a really hard time co-regulating. I'm just going to tell you, you would. All right, because I was like, oh, this is not going to be good. It's not going to be good. So I thought about that and I said, okay, Polly, what would you do? What would you do? What would you do? I said, well, first of all, I would probably focus on something on the back wall for a moment. All right, give yourself grace, look away. Just look away. Just focus on something on the back wall for a moment. Take a breath. And manage the behavior in a way where I would look at the rest of the class and I would say to them, okay, so I know that, it's not sitting well with me. So guys, just know that this can be hard in the classroom. So let's just move on. Now, what's interesting about that is kids people would say, but Polly, you let this kid get away with it in front of the other kids. And I'm going to come back and say, no, I didn't ignore the behavior. Do not let people tell you to ignore behaviors. You do not do that. You are professional. You are too good at what you do. You don't ignore things. You manage them. You manage them. And management is about how I manage myself, my response. What I want those kids to see is a regulated adult who moves that class, takes control of that class, sends a message that the rest of you are all okay because I'm okay. And I am not going to allow that child's comment to derail this entire class. And nor am I going to allow it to derail me. Does that mean that child and I might not have a conversation at some point? Yeah, we might do that one-on-one. But I'm going to get nowhere if I jump into that power struggle at that moment. How hard is that? It's hard, folks. It's really hard. Because you'll have another kid who's kind of snickering in the background, right? You're going to have that. Or you'll have the other kid, or you'll have that kiddo who, and we know that other kids' behavior impacts other kids. Like you'll have that kid who goes, oh, and they're terrified. Like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? And you have the other kids who are like, oh, that's right. That's a good one. That's a good one. And every eyeball is on you. You are the strongest impact. You have the strongest impact on them at that moment. And that's what co-regulation is all about. If you go up here, I'm coming down here. I'm going to demonstrate exactly what I'd like you to do if that was done in front of you. Not try to control that child at that moment, because I will not be able to do it. Always ask yourself this. What's the function of that behavior? When the function of that behavior is to take control of my classroom because you don't know what's going on at that moment, or you just figure out this is a good time to make a friend, I'm not going to give you that control. It's the same thing we do with the kiddo that I have one-on-one who's swearing up a storm. And I used to say this. I used to say, listen, I'll listen to you when you can use some better language. But I've learned over time that it doesn't work that way. Is that I'm going to be there. I'm going to continue to say to that child, I'm here. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. And I'm just going to sit there. And when they're done, I might have a window of opportunity. But if I'm talking to you, if I'm saying, the whole time, clean up your language, I'm going to count, you're going to lose your Friday fun activity, we're not going to get any marbles in our jar, you're going to, all of that kind of stuff. It's not going to happen for that kid. Co-regulation is powerful.